Hello, my name is Virginia Whitesides, and I am an environmental health specialist for Coconino County Health and Human Services Environmental Health Program. Thank you for joining me today to learn more about the transition from the 1999 FDA Food Code to the newly adopted 2017 FDA Food Code. Pending approval by the Coconino County's Board of Supervisors, enactment and enforcement of these changes may go into effect July 1st, 2021. During this video, we will be reviewing the following topics: temperatures, consumer advisory, parasite destruction, thawing, time as a public health control, and the use of old cold holding equipment. Critical temperatures. The chart lists critical temperatures and indicates the old food code temperatures and the new food code temperatures. Foods such as, but not limited to, poultry and stuffed foods may now be cooked to a temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit for greater than 1 second in order to kill the bacteria. Foods that once required cooking to 155 degrees Fahrenheit, such as, but not limited to, ground beef or other comminuted meats, may now be cooked to the listed temperatures with their corresponding minimal time. Based on scientific study and data collected, scientists have found that a decreased temperature of 135 degrees Fahrenheit is now acceptable in limiting the growth of bacteria. The new hot holding temperature is 135 degrees Fahrenheit. Critical temperatures continued. Due to the minimal temperature of foods in hot holding having decreased, this also means that the temperature danger zone has changed its lowest hot threshold to 135 degrees Fahrenheit, therefore allowing the minimum of foods, equipment, or cooking that are required at this temperature to be at a minimum of 135 degrees Fahrenheit. The new food code will allow for in-use utensils to be stored in hot water at a minimum of 135 degrees Fahrenheit. For example, if the food handler has multiple utensils they are cooking with on the grill, they may place those utensils in hot water at a minimum of 135 degrees Fahrenheit and may be kept for the duration of its use. This also includes plant food cooking such as fruits and vegetables that will be hot held, the reheating of ready-to-eat, time temperature controlled foods for safety, commercially processed foods that have been prepackaged such as corn dogs, chicken nuggets, breakfast burritos, and etc. The cooling process is made up of 2 stages. The first stage is where the new food code indicates this change and shall still be achieved within the first 2 hours, where once cooling began at no less than 140 degrees Fahrenheit, the initial cooling temperature is now 135 degrees Fahrenheit. All other parts of the cooling process have remained the same. Consumer advisory, specifically for children's menu. Raw and undercooked animal foods may now be on children's menus, except for comminuted meat. Comminuted in the food code means reduced in size by methods including chopping, flaking, grinding, or mincing, and includes but is not limited to fish or meat products that are reduced in size and restructured or reformulated, such as ground beef and sausage. For example, if requested by the consumer for children's menus, an undercooked egg or fish may be acceptable. However, hamburgers must be fully cooked despite the consumer's request. Parasite destruction. All other means of parasite destruction have remained the same, with the addition of allowing raw or partially cooked fish to be in the freezer at -4 degrees Fahrenheit for a minimum of 7 days. Some fish exceptions are molluscan shellfish, a scalloped product consisting only of the shucked adductor muscle, or the various tuna species that can be referred to in the 2017 Food Code. Reference the food code listed. Thawing. Foods that are in the process of thawing under refrigeration shall remain at or below a temperature of 41 degrees Fahrenheit. 45 degrees Fahrenheit is no longer permissible. Time as a public health control may be used for food items that, if kept too cold or too hot, may alter the quality of food being served. In addition to what the 1999 Food Code currently allows, which is the 4-hour time as a public health control time limit, the Food Code, if adopted, may allow an additional 6-hour time limit as a public health control time limit. At this time, the 6-hour time as a public health control is currently being proposed to the Board of Supervisors, and there is a possibility of it being passed for adoption. If adopted, the new code will allow for only cold food items to implement the 6-hour time as a public health control. A written procedure is required and shall be made available to the health authority for foods using this process. All foods must be pulled from temperatures of 41 degrees Fahrenheit or less and must be maintained and monitored by means of a log, stickers, or some other form of tracking to ensure that the warmest portion of the food does not exceed 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Once the time limit has been reached, any raw TCS foods may be cooked and served immediately, or the food shall be discarded. Any ready-to-eat TCS foods must be served or discarded immediately. Foods cannot be reserved for later, and other freshly prepared food items cannot be added to foods already placed on time as a public health control. Again, this is separate from the 4-hour time as a public health control policy or procedure that will be set in place by the operator. The use of old cold holding equipment. If old cold holding equipment is being used and it does not consistently maintain TCS foods at 41 degrees Fahrenheit or below, the equipment shall need to be replaced. These are just some of the changes identified in the 2017 FDA Food Code and Arizona Administrative Code R981 for food establishments. Please check our website for further information and to familiarize yourself with changes in the updated regulations. For questions or comments, please visit the Coconino County Environmental Health webpage and submit your questions through the survey link located on the hyperlink listed www.coconino.az.gov/229/environmental-health or contact the Environmental Health Office main line at 928-679-8760. Thank you.